Hey team, hope you're all doing well. Today's topic I wanted to go over hill training and how long, this question of how long should I do hill training for. The reason why I wanted to make this video is one of the athletes that I'm working with. He's training for a sub 3 hour marathon, and he wanted me to make a video on my own thoughts about hill training and why it's so important. And over the years, I definitely implemented hill training into my routine as a marathoner, as a track and field athlete. Over the years, I would always focus on usually doing a hill training workout about every other week. It wasn't like every single weekend, or every single week, but I would do hill training just about every other week. And in terms of the reason why it's so important is because if you're trying to race at a specific pace and you want to slow down less than your competition, then you definitely have to work on your speed development. And there's nothing that really works your overall leg speed and really recruiting more fast twitch muscle fibers than doing hill repetitions. The types of hill reps I would do over the years was finding a hill anywhere from 200 meters to 300 meters. And when I was just in the early stages of my build-up, I would just kind of gradually focus on a gradual increase in speed going up the hill. I wouldn't just start from the very start and sprint all out at the very beginning in the early stages of my training. Now, when I got very fit anaerobically, might have been during a 16-week block of training, right around maybe week 6 to week 8, around that range, then I would really start focusing on sprinting all out on the way up the hill, and then jogging on the way down the hill. Very, very easy. But early on in my build-ups, it would be a gradual increase in speed where I would be sprinting probably about the last 20 to 30 meters of a 200-meter hill or a 300-meter hill. But I wouldn't just go all out from the very start when I wasn't very fit. So you have to make sure that you have a plan in place, that you start implementing hill repetitions and hill training into your routine, because when you're doing hills, obviously you're forced to lift your knees up higher, to really work on your form. You're going to definitely produce a great deal of lactic acid, because again, you're forcing the body to run outside of its comfort level. And without question, if you want to be a better middle to long distance runner, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, and often. Okay, if you're just building mileage, there's certainly huge benefits to just building consistent mileage over a long period of time. You're still going to get great fitness, burn fat. The general maintenance and general fitness of getting out and doing consistent mileage is very important, and still running easy is still very important. But if you're going to run fast over a 5K to a marathon distance, or 1 mile to a marathon distance, hills are absolutely mandatory. You need to be doing those a few times per month. And again, it's just really dependent on the athlete and overall how fit the athlete is. Okay, if you're just starting a build up in your first few weeks of a 1 mile to marathon build up, it's still important to do some hills, because again, you want to get off of just running flat surfaces, because again, doing hill repetitions, that's going to force you to improve your body's lactate tolerance. Okay, you working on your speed and focusing on recruiting more fast twitch muscle fibers, which you're not going to be able to do if you're just going out running easily every single day. Okay, the types of training like hill repetitions, anywhere from, like I said, 100 or 200 to 300 meters in length. Sure, you can find hills that are say 50 meters to 100 meters in length as well, and really focus on all-out efforts on those types of really short hills. And again, when you're not very fit, give yourself a little bit more time. You may just walk down the hill instead of jogging down the hill in the early stages of your build-up. And then as you get more anaerobically fit, then focus on giving yourself less rest. Again, you want to make sure that you always stress the energy systems of the body, so eventually you're running at faster paces and you're giving yourself fewer seconds or fewer minutes per rep of rest. Okay, because there's no rest in a race. You're going to have to handle being very uncomfortable in terms of muscular tension and running at faster paces. And again, hill repetitions, the reason why it's so important is, again, you're running at such a highly anaerobic effort, and it's only for a few seconds. But if you're working on your speed, if you're doing VO2 max workouts such as hill repetitions, again, you're running anywhere from around 95 to 100% of your overall oxygen capacity. You're running so hard and so fast that your body can't clear that lactic acid fraction that's building up. So naturally, we have to stop, take short breaks, and by doing that over a consistent basis, over a long period of time, 4 to 6 months or longer. If you're doing a longer build-up like this gentleman is, he's focusing on a very long-term approach. So what I'm really focusing with him is every 3 weeks in the training, the personal training that we're doing, every third week is a recovery week. So we drop the volume a little bit, lessen the workouts a tad during that recovery week, and then the next week it's back to business again. But again, his type of approach is he wants to really focus on hills as well, because, and I know the importance of this because, again, I've routinely did these over the years and it helped me work on my leg speed. Okay. Again, the only way you're going to improve your body's overall ability to clear lactic acid more effectively and race more efficiently is by doing very, very fast anaerobic efforts. Okay. Hill repetitions, tempo runs where you're running 85 to 89% of your max heart rate. Those VO2 max workouts such as hill repetitions, or like say repeat miles on the track, repeat 800s on the track, 600s, 300 meter repeats. Those types of workouts are going to make you a more dangerous athlete when it comes down to the time when you start tapering down your mileage, dropping your intensity, and allowing the body to recover from the several weeks, several months of hard training you've been doing. But hill training is an absolute must if you want to be a better middle to long distance runner, because again, you have to force yourself to really focus on your form, and lift your knees up higher and really focus on explosiveness. Okay. And if you look at the best sprinters, the best middle distance runners, those athletes really focus a lot on hill training workouts. Okay, even the great Sebastian Coe, former world record holder for the 800 meter, there was several times where I would watch some of his videos too, and he was always doing hill repetitions. It was similar. It was like between 100 to 200 meter hill. He would be sprinting all out on the way up, and again, this is when he was very fit, and then jogging very slowly on the way down. As soon as he got back down to the hill, went straight back up as hard as he could for the next rep. Okay, and again, the amount and volume of reps is going to be dependent upon your overall fitness. It might be maybe 4 to 6 200 meter reps when you're not very fit, and you're just kind of gradually increasing your intensity on the way up until you're running all out for the last few meters of your rep. And then as you get fitter, it might be a longer hill repetition where you're running pretty much almost all out for the entire duration of that particular hill repetition. So I hope that makes sense. And Luke, I hope this video is helpful for you, man. I hope it gives you a little bit more insight in terms of my overall thinking of hill repetitions, and why it's so important. I already know that you're very well versed as well in exercise physiology and as far as your overall training. So a lot of this I know I'm preaching to the choir, but definitely a great question, Luke. And I know athletes such as yourself and other athletes around the world that are trying to get faster over the middle to long distance events must start implementing hills if you haven't yet. So I hope this is helpful for you. If any of you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment below. And definitely check out the resources below all of my videos, as well as on RunDreamAchieve.com. They're there to help you out, hopefully assist you in getting to the next level in your training. And definitely check out the resources tab as well on RunDreamAchieve.com. So I wish you all the best, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.